Hello garden lovers. Well, let's start in the woodland again. Some of the bluebells are coming out. It feels really early, beginning of April, but actually I looked at last year and in about a week's time they were sort of all coming into flower. So it's about the same. It feels a lot earlier this year because the weather's been so glorious, I've got to say. And the woodland is still looking fantastic. But here, Shay Swifty, we're moving everything on with hard landscaping because Craig and Justin are here, and I've got Frank here, a friend of mine's son. It's his school holidays, so he's earning some pocket money. So yeah, behind me, this paving's going down. I'll turn the camera around in a sec, and we can see it, Justin and Craig's beautiful faces. Here they are, here they are. Morning, Frank. So this paving's going down and it's looking beautiful. It's really great. So this has already gone down this crazy paving through here, and then there's this ellipse. But what's interesting is that the lines of the ellipse, okay, so the lines of the ellipse are perfectly square with all the other paving that's gone down. Those lines are running all the way through, but actually the ellipse is on a slight angle. So we're sort of creating this quite interesting shape. And what I wanted to avoid was any cutting around the edges, because cutting is a nightmare. It's slow, and with this bond it's really tricky. Then you've got to have a sort of, you know, a frame all the way around it, or you just leave a loose cut and you end up with tiny little infills on each side, which is really annoying, and it's a lot of work. It's really slow going. So it's an ellipse made out of full bricks, and you end up with this sort of crenellated edge, but the planting is going to come right up into there and soften it, and round the back. I'm not going to tread on it. Can I tread on it?
Yeah, you can.
Can I? It only went down yesterday, this bit.
3 rows.
First, I can tread on this bit?
Yeah, just not the last 3 rows.
Oh, right, not the last 3 rows. So yeah, so this is the lovely wall Craig built last year, that was. And these bits, these little gaps along here, are going to all be backfilled with a bit of soil and planted up to really soften it. Something like a ridgeron, the Mexican fleabane, a lovely little daisy will be perfect for softening that area. And then I'm going to leave a nice big generous planting area around here, so that you have to come round this planting and past this planting. I've nearly got all my pots in from last time, just got a few more to go. And then on here, on this end, this elliptical end, there's going to be a shallow piece of stone with a bird bath in it, basically a reflective pool, and you get to see that from inside. You can see it's a real beautiful picture window. We actually lowered the window a bit during building works, but the idea is that this is the picture, and then that is where, right there, where that can of oil is where the bird bath is going to go. But yeah, it's a key view really from here. While we're here, you can see this view as well from the living room. So yeah, so I'm hoping that by the end of the week, this paving goes down, that paving goes down, all these rocks are moved. I'm just putting them at the end of the garden at the moment, creating little nooks and crannies as a habitat rather than getting rid of them, and I might use them again later at some point. And I'll just remind you why that wall is there and this is banked up, because from over here, which is my main path, the idea is that we're going to put another course of stonework on top of there, and you can't see the paving at all from here. And the idea is with tables and chairs you won't be able to see them either, because there's going to be quite a lot of planting going along the top of this wall to soften it, so you won't see this harsh edge. It will just be really soft throughout. And then if we go back to my spot, one of my favourite views in the garden, I'm going to put a bench along here. It is along the boundary. It's really piecing together nicely. And then while I'm here, we may as well do the full route. These sticks are where I'm going to be planting trees, but the birds really love to come and perch on right on the top of these sticks. and survey the land. So I think when, yeah, you can tell when the trees do go in, they're going to really love this garden even more. While I'm here, let's just go off on a tangent as well. I'm backfilling just the cracks in this paving. I tried to get a limestone self-compacting gravel, but basically the delivery was getting so expensive compared to 2 tons of material that I needed that I just went for something local, and it will fade down. It will fade down quite a lot, so it'll work nicely with the stone. And if it stays too golden yellow, I've got some sand over there that I can just brush over the top just to as a little sort of decorative finish. Then yeah, so the idea is you're going to come along this path, and then yeah, I've put all these plants in. I've put a lot of plants in fact this bed's pretty much fully planted, and you come around here and then you're going to be able to get to the big elliptical piece of paving around this side as well. This path is just going to be edged with pavers and then backfilled with gravel, with that Breeden gravel, to sort of tie it all together. By the end of this week, I'm hoping pretty much all the hard landscaping is done for this year, and it's just going to be planting. But you do have to look back, and it's quite nice to look back at some of the photos from the beginning and see how far we've come in a year. And then this is back to that lovely view through here. And actually I've got a bench here. This is a lovely spot for breakfast because you get the sun coming up from the east, and if there's a little bit of a wind, it's a really protected spot. Those Hackernacloa, those yellow grasses, are not part of the plan. I thought I'd ordered the straight green one, which is Hackernacloa macra, but actually a different plant turned up, so I don't want them. And you can also see that these hornbeam mounds are just starting to come into leaf as well. So it's really looking good. Really pleased with progress.